record. So this is Zoltan. He's a business traveler and he'll be working with us today to test out some functionality on Toronto Pearson website. Thank you, Zoltan.
No problem.
So I'm going to run through a few scenarios and tasks with you and ask you to perform them on the website to the best that you can do. Ask you a few questions. You feel free to share feedback throughout the process of what you're doing. Anything that comes to mind as great or maybe needs improvement.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and get started with the first scenario, and I'll just read it out. So you're at a cafe in downtown Toronto. You're making a quick stop for coffee before going to Pearson to see a friend who's arriving in Toronto from San Francisco. You remember she mentioned she'd be arriving in the evening via an Air Canada flight, but never sent you the flight details. You don't have the flight number, terminal, or exact time of arrival. You realize your phone's out of charge, but you have a laptop connected to Wi-Fi. You're in a hurry and you need to beat the rush hour traffic. The first task, if you could find the flight information.
Okay. Thought it would be easier. Blue sky. I'm having trouble finding the arrivals listed. Oh, here we go. Today from there was one flight that was canceled from San Francisco today. That's it.
All right. And I'll have you do one more task. First, maybe I'll just get your feedback on this. How did you find being able to find the information that you need? Were you able to find all of it, and any feedback on the process?
I think when I went to arrivals, it wasn't clear that the arrivals just showed up, which I see it now, but I was thinking that I need to click on one of these things to get there. It looked like the bottom of the page almost. So it wasn't clear to me that I had to scroll down to see the arrivals. So I think that's, I don't know, I got a little confused. And also when I went to arrivals and said airlines, it seemed to went to destinations for departures, which is odd. Even though I was in arrivals, I never clicked departures. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
On the next task, can you find whether or not the airport provides free Wi-Fi?
That, okay. So arrivals, I did see that already, but while you're here, maybe. Yeah, free Wi-Fi. So there is a free Wi-Fi page. Yeah.
Okay. So on the first task you did in trying to find the flight info, on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate your experience?
Probably about a 3, because it felt like this, either there should be a link here to go, just to go down further on the page. It felt like the page ended here for some reason. It didn't feel like this was below here. Or it felt like it should be on a separate page completely, instead of customs and then origins and stuff, and baggage.
Can we go back to just the home page for a second? So there is a find a flight. Do you recall if you noticed that the first time you...
I did notice it, but for some reason I was thinking that I don't have the flight number, and I guess I didn't notice the city in there. So I was trying to go to the arrivals first at the top.
Okay. And for the Wi-Fi and finding that information, how would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 5?
I thought that was easier because while you're here, so I assumed while you're here at the airport, and just scrolling down.
Okay,
Found that
perfect.
easily.
Any other feedback you want to share for that scenario?
Nope.
All right, we'll move on to a second scenario. So the scenario is, in a few days, you'd be flying out of Pearson, traveling to Mexico for vacation. You'll be gone a week. You plan to park your car at the airport. Inclement weather's expected the day you're traveling and throughout that week. So you'd prefer covered parking with the most convenient access to the terminal, but you also don't want to spend more money than you need to. So if you could look at how you could find the parking options and which would be the most economical one for you.
Okay. Let's have a parking, reserve and save. Let's choose a next week. Okay. There we go, actually. This one's covered. Next week, 14. Okay, quote. found a covered parking at Terminal 3 for $172.68 for the week. Did we say we're going for a week?
The week, that's right.
So, and it's covered, so it's good.
And were you able to find the most economical option?
I was able to find, not gone away, but I was able to find different prices. So the first one was non-covered, which was, it says uncovered right here, and this one says covered. The first one says covered, and $172.68 is the cheapest one at Terminal 3. So there's very little. So this is the cheapest option.
Okay. How easy or difficult did you think this was to find the information?
This wasn't that difficult. I haven't been to this website before, so it's my first time. So no, I wasn't that difficult. Just becoming familiar with it pretty quickly. I started off by doing the reserve online, but when I scroll down a little bit, it says right here, economical parking, economy covered parking.
Okay. So for this task, on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate it?
I'm trying to think between 4 and 5. Easy and good. I'm trying to think of why would it be better though. It may have been better if, I'm not sure what this quote thing is here, and I think going straight down here to these things would have been preferable for me. However, it wasn't easy. It wasn't hard.
Okay, great. So one last scenario and task.
Okay.
So the scenario is, recently you were at the airport traveling to Mexico. Immediately after you reached your destination, you realized your mobile phone is missing. You believe you misplaced it somewhere in the airport in Toronto. So the task, how might you recover your missing phone?
Okay, let's try lost and found at the airport. Looks like this may be a lost and found office. File a report. Okay, so this is, I would fill this out and submit it, I assume, to submit a report on the lost item.
So I noticed you used the search bar. Did you see any other way to get to this page?
I wasn't really looking for any lost and found anything on this page. I guess I just assumed to search, but I didn't browse through it. I just went straight to the search.
Okay. And of the lost and found options you had, which was filling out that form or going to Terminal 1, are those satisfactory options to you?
Yes, because I would prefer to fill out one form and fill out, instead of terminal by terminal, to have one place to go and fill out one form and have one contact instead of having a separate contact for each one, if that's the question.
Okay. And what would your experience rating be for this task on the 1 to 5 scale?
This was pretty easy. I would say this is like a 5, yeah.
Okay. Any other feedback you want to share?
No, not really.
All right, and just a reminder, as mentioned prior to the start, we have had you sign an NDA, so please don't share any of the feedback or discussion from today.
Okay,
All right, thank you for your time, Zoltan.
thank you.